Okay, on here first, we are going to look at the difference between vertex form and standard form. Vertex form, which we covered in the previous lesson, is where you have an A, H, and K value. A controls whether the parabola opens up or down, and also controls the width of the parabola. The H and the K was your vertex. Now, in the previous unit, we talked about standard form, where we have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and we looked at the quad reg, where we were using the scatter plot, and we used the quad reg to decide whether or not the quadratic was the best model. Well, in standard form, if you want to find the vertex, there is no h and k value like there is in vertex form. So you need some way to find your vertex. Well, the vertex, the x-coordinate of the vertex in standard form is based off of the formula opposite of b over 2a. So this x is actually your h value for your vertex. And you might recognize this formula here, opposite of b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is the quadratic formula. Okay, that's the quadratic formula, and this part of the quadratic formula represents your x-coordinate of your vertex. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back and forth between the forms. Sometimes it's helpful to have your parabola in vertex form, sometimes in standard form, so we need to be able to bounce back and forth between the two formats. So, first example here, we want to take this in vertex form and transfer it to standard form. So on this, all you're going to do is work through order of operations. You're going to multiply everything out, combined up like terms, and then it'll turn into standard form. So we're going to use the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally to multiply this out. So we're going to start, we're going to do parentheses first, and the exponent, well, we can't subtract 2 from x, but we can square that. So this is 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 2, squaring is multiplying it by itself, minus 1. So now we need to multiply next. So y equals 2 times whatever we get when we FOIL that. This here, we need to FOIL. And we have a minus 1 at the end. So x times x is x squared. Your outer terms get you negative 2x, your inner terms get you negative 2x, and your last terms get you plus 4. Okay? And now we probably should combine up like terms. So this is 2 times, this is x squared. Combine your x terms, you get negative 4x plus a 4. Still have a minus 1 at the end. Now you need to distribute this 2 through. So this is 2x squared minus 8x plus 8. And then you still have a minus 1 at the end. Now you can combine up your whole numbers, so your final standard form is y equals 2x squared minus 8x plus 7. Okay? So this is standard form. This is your A, your B, your C. This is vertex form. These are the same equations. If you wanted to know whether you were right, whether you multiplied all this out correctly, what you could do is you could take your calculator, go to y equals, clear out everything you have here. I'm going to get rid of my plot, okay? And I'm going to enter the first equation, 2 parentheses x minus 2 parentheses squared minus 1 into the calculator under y1. I'm going to take my new equation, 2x squared minus 8x plus 7, put in my second equation. Then if I hit graph, and I have to resume this, wait a moment. if I rezoom this, and I go zoom 6, you can see I get only one parabola. Now, it doesn't mean that that has to be the exact same parabola, but it might be the same parabola. And we can tell for sure whether these two equations are the same by going to the table of values. And in the table of values, if you look, the y values here and the y values here are identical. Even if we go set this at 0, go back to the table of values, see all the y values are 100% the same. So this equation and that equation has to be the same equation. Okay? So on the second one, you would do the same thing. Y equals -3, x minus 1 times x minus 1 plus 5. So y equals -3 times, this is x squared. Your outers is -x, your inners is -x, which gets you -2x. And then you end with a plus 1, -1, -1 is positive 1. Now we distribute. So y equals -3x squared. Negative times a negative is a positive, 6x minus 3 plus 5. Combine those up, and y equals -3x squared plus 6x plus 2. Okay? So again, you could then put these both in your calculator, see if they're the same, and you would know you were right. Okay? So that's going from vertex form to standard form. And the next one, we will go the other way.